I'm dressed up because I'm actually about to film another installment in the house tour series, and I'm going to be showing you guys our living room, which I'm currently sitting in. And you know, I realized the last time that I did a house tour, I basically repeated myself in both the vlog and the actual house tour or room tour video, like details about the room and stuff. But to prevent myself from doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and link the living room tour up above. And I keep wanting to say more details on it, but again, for the sake of brevity, go ahead and watch that video. You've seen quite a little bit of the living room in the vlogs, but I still think you should go watch the video if you haven't already. And the reason that I'm able to film it today is because this final piece of the living room, this fancy little cat tree that Pickles is currently about to work his way out of, finally arrived. Good job! Good job! You did great. And you know, I'm not gonna go into detail about this in the vlog, so I feel comfortable sharing it with you here, but basically the entire living room was the very first room to be finished out of the house. So you guys saw the last video, which was the kitchen and dining room, and I moved the plants because sometimes I like to make sure that they get more sun. But this room was actually the first one to be finished, except for this cat tree literally arrived yesterday, and I bought it in like early February. It was like one of the first things that I bought after moving in, the first things that I ordered, but it's from an Etsy seller and I know they're all homemade, so that's why it took forever to arrive. But again, I'm gonna leave the details and sort of my reasoning on why we bought it. And in case you're curious, this is catnip. I was trying to lure Pickles onto it, but he's been on here. He's been on this one spot, which as you can see, I need to clean up this catnip. But he's been on this one spot for like the last 5 hours. So I think it is safe to say that this is Pickles approved. But basically, what the rest of my day looks like is I need to clean up the living room. So I'm gonna vacuum, I'm gonna clean up the cat tree. I can get rid of the catnip now that I know that he likes it. I feel like this just does not wanna focus. You know, just like cleaning the glass table, getting rid of the charger, vacuuming the couch, just like stuff like that. Super exciting. That was sarcasm. Super exciting adult stuff. So like I said, go ahead and check out that video if you haven't already. And honestly, that's like all I really have to sort of talk to you guys about today, because later tonight I'm going over to a friend's house for like a little girls' night, like wine night, because I haven't seen them in a little while, the girlfriends that I'll be hanging out with tonight. And I'm gonna be editing this video. And yeah, that's, like I said, really all I have today. Tomorrow and what would that be, Friday, I'll be doing Instagram content creations, like photos and stuff like that. So I'll take you along with me on those days. But other than that, this is all I have for you today. So I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. And I know that I didn't check in with the vlog at all yesterday, but this week has just not been the most, I don't know, productive week. It looks like you're crooked. Let me just, okay. Pickles is here with me, so if you see his tail and I'm currently reaching over to pet him, that's what that's about. But basically, I feel like I'm really trying not to come off as like I'm complaining or anything, but I talk about this all the time. Like, I am a one-woman team. I literally do like the emails, the admin, 2 YouTube videos, an Instagram post every day, plus 1 to 2 or 3 reels every week. And I'm also trying to like do there's like strategies that I do to like actively grow my Instagram, which involves like spending time interacting with other accounts and all this stuff. And I definitely have too much on my plate, because on top of that, you know, I'm managing the house, and I haven't really talked about this all that much, but I feel comfortable talking about it now. My husband has been away. If you are not new here, you'll know that, you know, my husband is in the military, and I feel comfortable saying that now because he actually returns tomorrow for a bit. And it's just been tough because during this time we've also been, you know, like tax season just happened, and so we got some like things like letters in the IRS saying like my husband had to pay some taxes, but he was doing it like the night right before he left, and then he was in such a rush he accidentally sent it to an account that doesn't exist anymore to like pay the taxes from, and so like that was an issue. And then I also mentioned this in a vlog a few weeks ago on my Palm Springs vlog, but then I decided to just not post the footage from it because I got into a fender bender. Someone backed into our brand new Prius. So I've been dealing with that for this past week. Like it looks like next week I'll be able to take it to the shop and everything, but I've just been working on that. And just like I got an email from the HR department of my old job saying that there was like a tax deferral, like a mandatory tax deferral for that job at the end of 2020 because of obviously the world situation that's happening right now. And the plan was that, you know, we were going to see bigger paychecks up until December of 2020, and then from January of 2021 to like April of 2021 we'd be seeing smaller paychecks because they would be like essentially taking out the taxes double. And because I don't work there anymore, I got an email saying, okay, like you owe us that money back. Which is like, again, all fine. It wasn't like an outrageous amount, but like I have the like already pretty overwhelming and pretty ambitious content schedule that I have, and then on top of that this whole month has just been like car accident and insurance, like taxes, like just a whole lot of admin stuff. Like we also realized that, you know, I don't know how I'm supposed to say this that doesn't sound like entitled, but basically when we signed the lease to live in this on-base housing, part of the agreement was that because we make more money in BAH than I guess they charge for people to rent this home, we should be getting checks in the mail to cover the difference, and we haven't been getting those checks in the mail, and so I had to like straighten that out. Apparently we weren't even in the system. It was just, it's been a lot. So that's like rant time over. But yeah, like I'm not even, you can probably tell, but I'm really pale right now. This is my normal natural skin color because I was just so overwhelmed that like I haven't been, this is bad, I haven't been keeping up my skincare routine, I haven't been sleeping well, I've just been like I have a really good schedule normally, but this week it's just kind of felt like it's all fallen apart. So yesterday or the day before I was like, yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna take so many Instagram photos, and I didn't end up doing that yesterday because of all the things that I mentioned. I was dealing with other stuff. And then today, my alarm went off and I hadn't slept at all. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna feed the cat breakfast and I'm going back to bed. And I didn't end up waking up until 11 a.m. this morning. And that is really unusual for me. Like that, my body is like programmed to wake up at an absolute latest. I could sleep in until like maybe 7:30. And so at that point I just knew like, okay, like my body needs this rest. And so when I woke up at 11, I was like, oh my God, and I kind of panicked, but I was like, you know what? I feel really energized now. I feel really, really motivated now. But because I didn't take Instagram photos yesterday, when I woke up this morning and I had planned to take those photos like at sunrise, I was like, that's not happening. So tomorrow is going to be my Instagram content day. So instead, I am going to be productive in other ways today. And I've talked about this before. If you're ever in a slump, I think Pickles just sneezed. Did you just sneeze? Anyway, if I'm ever in a slump and, you know, I'm getting overwhelmed by my to-do list, I try to check things off of the to-do list, even if it's not the things that I said I was going to do. Like today I said I was gonna wake up at sunrise and take photos on the beach and all this stuff, and it was not feasible for me. I just know that the content would have ended up horribly because I would have just been tired and not in the mood. Instead, I have to make a trip to IKEA, so I'm gonna do that. I have to mail a letter, so I have to do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go grocery shopping today, even though I was planning on doing it tomorrow. I'm gonna do my deep house clean today, even though that's normally a Saturday task. So yes, I feel like I'm in a much better place now. Like I said, my husband is coming home soon and he's gonna help me with a few projects after obviously a little bit of resting and eating up. But yeah, I just wanted to check in with you guys and tell you what was going on, and I will try to take you along for different things like that I just mentioned today, so that this vlog is not just like a bunch of hyperlapses of me working out and then ranting about how hard I have it, because I truly don't have it hard. I just needed a little bit of a break. So yeah, I have been talking for 6 minutes. That's a little bit alarming, but anyway, I will take you around with me today, so let's go do it. I think I'm just realizing now that I've never actually been to an IKEA. Are they all this big? if you are a subscriber of mine and you've watched my vlogs before, you'll be like, what? She's ending a vlog on a Monday? Yes, so I'm assuming you've watched the entire vlog up until this point, and honestly, this week I was just in a slump, and Pickles is coming over to say hello. So if you see him, he's coming over to say hello. But I'm not even gonna make excuses for it. It happens to everyone. I just felt so deeply not motivated to do any creative things. Like for this whole past week, I've been saying, oh yeah, like tomorrow I'm gonna go take Instagram photos, tomorrow I'm gonna take Instagram photos. And I just never did. To the point where I'm honestly a little bit curious / worried that as to what my thumbnail is gonna look like. Because as you know, again, if you've been here before, I typically make the thumbnails of my vlogs like 3 photos of like Instagram photos that I took during the week, because obviously if I take the Instagram photos during the week, they would most likely be in the vlog, so it makes sense. But yeah, luckily I had a lot of images on hand. I had literally like 20 to 30 images on hand for my Palm Springs trip for the month of April, and so I had plenty of images. And then this weekend, my husband came home. As I mentioned, he came home on Saturday afternoon, and it was so funny. When he came home, we were both like, okay, we're gonna get this done, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. It wasn't just me, it was him as well, which I was really surprised by. I didn't think that he would, I thought he would just want to chill out, and we had such good intentions for the weekend. Like he went to Lowe's and he got a lawnmower, and I almost said vacuumed the grass, he mowed the lawn, and like I helped him with house stuff, and I did so much cleaning and lawn. I did so many productive things that just weren't creative and weren't really exciting, and so I just didn't vlog. I honestly don't remember the last time was that I turned the camera on. It honestly might have been Friday. I just didn't pick up the camera. And also, not to mention, you know, my husband and I, as much as we were like, we're gonna get this, this, and this done, at the end of the day, we were just like, you want to hang out? Because, you know, he's been gone for like 4 weeks, so we just hung out. We, you know, talked about movies. We just, you know, friendship / husband stuff, you know, best friends first. But anyway, so in order to make this video somewhat entertaining, I thought I would end off this week with a little haul. And I have a strange mix of things here, so let's just go ahead and get into it. These are things that I hauled. The last time I think I picked up the camera was when I went to IKEA and when I went to a antiques store, not a thrift store, an antique store specialized in antiques. So I picked up some things from IKEA that I wasn't planning on picking up. I went there for a bookshelf, but I didn't come home with the bookshelf. I came home with bookshelf accessories. So all of these things I'm about to show you are going to go on this bookshelf, and it's not everything on the bookshelf, it's just what I picked up recently. But these little ceramic cacti were all over the IKEA store. They were literally everywhere. They were like in all of the little place settings, you know, where they have like fake little setups of like rooms and stuff, and I was obsessed with them. And if you've been here before, you know I'm obsessed with plants. And I've mentioned before that I want to have plants in this room, but I've just realized and sort of decided that I don't want to have plants on this shelf. I'm going to have fake plants on the shelf, but not real ones, just because I really, this is going to sound stupid, but I really care about my plants. And my whole routine with them includes like misting and watering and fertilizing, and I just didn't want to have like 10 plants on this shelf that I have to constantly move in order to mist them, because like I don't want to miss them if it's on a bookshelf with books on it. So I'm gonna do fake plants on the shelf, and I'll do larger real plants in areas where it actually makes sense. So the porcelain cacti are a really cute addition that sort of give the plant vibe, but it's not high maintenance, obviously. And then there's also a smaller set in the pink, because there are going to be the little touches of pink on this shelf. This is the only place in the house where there are going to be pink accents. I love pink accents in a home, like just little ones. But obviously my husband is not as much of a fan, and I'm married to him, so marriage involves compromise. So I'm just gonna do little pink touches. I just thought this would be really cute. Those are gonna go on a different shelf from the porcelain ones, but I'm not gonna give away too much information because obviously I'll be filming a video on it. And then these 2 pieces I also got from IKEA. As you can see, this is just a glass vase, or I think it honestly could be like a water serving carafe, but it was marketed as a vase. It was labeled as a vase. And then this little, I believe they are called bell jars, right? And so just again, like cute little things. Like I could put fresh flowers, I could put dried flowers, fake flowers. I have some crystals that I think I'm gonna put in here, or maybe I'll do like some kind of terrarium, I don't know, but just, you know, fun little things that I picked up at IKEA for like so cheap. Like no one told me that there was really cheap home accessories at IKEA, not just furniture. I should have known that. I've just never been doing IKEA before, like as I pointed out earlier in this vlog. And then the last things I picked up from IKEA are all fake plants. The thing about IKEA's fake plants is they're very hit or miss. Like some of them look very real, some of them look very cheap. So these are all very, very cheap. Like I'm sure you might even be able to tell that they're super cheap quality on camera, but they were very inexpensive. And I thought, you know what the heck, they're so small. I could just put them in little place fillers, like up top at the top end of the shelves. So that way it's not like as obvious that they're fake, I guess. I mean, they're obviously fake. What plant is this small? This is a trio of 3 plants. But again, I just really wanted to have little place fillers in my shelves. And the last plant I picked up from IKEA is this fake hanging plant. And honestly, like it's obviously fake, but it looks pretty real. You know, like if I saw this in someone's house, I wouldn't be like, what a tacky fake plant, coming from the girl who has like a billion fake plants every year. But I wanted a hanging plant look on these shelves, like up top, and they would like hang down. But again, I just really came to the conclusion it would just be a huge pain in my butt in order to have like real fake plants on these shelves. I'm just not ready for that level of commitment and like 20 minutes of having to move them every morning just to water them and mist them. So this really solved that problem for me. And again, so inexpensive. It doesn't even say on here. So inexpensive, like totally worth it. All right, my camera just died, but now I'm back. But on to the second place that I visited the day that I went home decor shopping. I went to an antique store. I don't remember the name of it. I don't remember where it was. It might have been like the Village Antiques or something. I'll put the name down here and where it is. But I was blown away with their antique selection. I haven't been to an antique store in a little while just because I like antiques. Like I know that when I'm older in like my forever home, I'll definitely go out of my way to like really find like super amazing collector's item antiques, but like I'm just not at a stage in my life where I'm gonna do that. I like, while I'm younger, I want my house to be a bit more young and fun, and I'll just like slowly collect antiques as I get older. So I only picked up a few things. Pickles has returned, so I'll go from least exciting to most exciting in my opinion. But first I want to start off this section by saying that as I was perusing the antique store, I believe I showed you some clips of this, I was really blown away by their selection of English or British or from the UK. I know those are all technically different geographical areas, but a lot of antiques from that area. And I was so excited because my ancestry, not that anyone asked, but I'm very curious and excited about it. It is pretty much entirely from the Great British Isles. So my ancestry is primarily English, Scottish, and Irish in no particular order. I will do an ancestry.com whatever DNA test at some point in my life. There's also some German in there. I believe I'm actually mostly German, but I think I'm half German actually, but I think I mostly present and am interested in the culture and history of the Great British Isles. Like I really love all things Scotland, England. I'm a total Anglophile. Ireland, like I just really want to go there one day and just experience I'm obsessed with that whole region. I don't think I've talked about it that much on my channel, but I have been for the last few years. I follow a lot of British YouTubers who live in the English countryside. And again, if you're actually from England or know more about England and Britain and British Isles and the UK and how all of those geographical terms actually kind of relate to each other. I'm sorry if I'm not using them correctly, but I know. I'll put a map here on the side that I looked up one time and was like, oh, okay, like England versus the UK versus the British Isles. I think that's how it goes. But I'm just obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with the royal family. I'm obsessed with the English countryside. Like I said, I want to travel there so badly. So to step into this antique store and see all of these things. I'm obsessed with English homes. One of my dreams one day is to have a second home in the English countryside. I don't think I'd ever have a first home there because just, my whole family and also my husband, I don't think would ever be interested in moving to England. But it's my dream to have a cottage there someday. But it felt so I felt so magical to step into this antique store that had very obvious British antiques and things. So I'll start with the least exciting thing. This is just a glass powder puff holder, and and the thing about this antique store that I really enjoyed is that you could tell that the women that worked there, like they sourced the antiques themselves and they personally labeled with a paper label. The label's gone now, but there's a paper label saying like what it was, obviously how much it was, like where it came from. And the reason they had so many English antiques is because one of the women that runs the antique store is from Wales, and it was so lovely to get to talk to her. Her Welsh accent was like just so musical, and so she actually sources most of the antiques, if they're not obviously like American antiques of like Americana, from England. So this came from England, and as you can see, it is like where ladies in the older times, or I don't even know what times, but they would put like the actual like physical powder puff in here just to like keep it hygienic, I guess. Someone is messaging me. Oh, family group chat going off. So that's what that is. And then moving on, these two pheasant statues, and I love them so much. I think they look really great. Like, it's kind of hard to tell on camera. I'll be doing a room tour at some point, but I think they look super beautiful when they're like sort of staggered like next to each other. I just think they look so beautiful. And if you're not familiar with like the English countryside and like flora and fauna from the English countryside, as I am, I just keep going on. I'm obsessed with English gardens. I'm obsessed with Jane Austen. I haven't read any Jane Austen books, but I've seen all the movies and I should really read the books. Actually, yeah, I should really read the books. I'm obsessed with like cottagecore. I gotta stop. But anyway, where I'm going with this is pheasants are a big sort of deal, I guess. Maybe not necessarily a big deal, but they are an English bird, and like all of the British YouTubers that I follow that live in the English countryside have pheasants like roaming all over their property, and these came from England as well. So it's just kind of fun because like they're not like overly garish looking, like they're not actually colored the color of a pheasant. I'll put a picture of a pheasant up here, but I think this is just like a nice way to sort of incorporate like British flora and fauna into my home. Okay, the last two items are like legitimate British monarchy, English monarchy. I keep using Britain and England interchangeably. I'm not sure if I can do that, but these two pieces are like actual legitimate like merchandise surrounding the British monarchy. And so I found this book about Lady Diana Spencer, and it looks like it's from like the 90s, I would guess. This book, I should find the published year. Yeah, this was published in 1997. Oh gosh, isn't it the year that she died? I'm pretty sure it's the year she died. It's the year I was born. I remember she was born the year that I died. Or I was born the year that she died. But anyway, I have been a huge fan of Diana for years. I loved watching Emma Corrin's portrayal of her on The Crown. I know that like since The Crown has come to light, there's like so much speculation, not speculation, but there's so many people that are like, oh, you know, she was a brat, blah, blah, blah. I truly think that she was a woman who was very young when she got into the situation she got into. She was like swept up into the fantasy of becoming a princess, and her marriage to Prince Charles was just not a love match. I think that he was in the wrong more than she was, but it was just an unfortunate set of circumstances. But I've always just found her so alluring and just independent and just a style icon. And so basically this book is like a bunch of images and like accompanying explanations about like some of their most iconic images. Obviously this is their tour to Australia. I've seen The Crown and I've watched documentaries on the family for years. Like I've always been really interested. Like I've always been interested in English monarchy back to like Henry VIII times. And so it's just really cool that I was able to find this book for, I'm pretty sure like somewhere between $10 and $15 at an antique store. Obviously this is I believe this is Prince William's birth. Yeah. So just super cool. I have flipped through it several times already. It's like it's no like in-depth autobiography. It's like basically a photo album of some of her most famous photos of her lifetime. But I love to have a little piece of her in my home, and she's one of those rare figures where I actually get somewhat emotional that she's like not with us anymore. Like I know that sounds really insensitive, but like, you know, celebrities are people too. They die just like other people. This vlog is getting very deep, but there aren't that many where I'm like torn for many days and like distressed for many days. Obviously she died when I was born, so I like didn't know it when it was happening, but like the more I learned about her, like there was just like a full week period where like once an hour I was like, what a waste that Diana is not with us anymore. I've only felt that way about like Princess Diana, Chadwick Boseman, and the lead singer from Linkin Park, Chester something. That tells you about the phases I've been through in my life. cool. And then the last and my favorite antique from the store is a commemorative mug of Lady Diana Spencer and Prince Charles's wedding. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it on the inside. Okay, I think from your angle you should be able to read this. Let's see. It says I'm reading this backwards in the viewfinder, but I believe this says to commemorate the marriage of His Royal Highness the, what does that say? Second? No, I don't know what that says. Something Prince of Wales to the Lady Diana Spencer. Again, I'm reading that backwards in the viewfinder. I can literally read this in real life. To commemorate the marriage of His Royal Highness, the 21st Prince of Wales to the Lady Diana Spencer. And so obviously it has the royal crest on the front. I believe that's the royal crest. I should know. And then on the back, interestingly enough, it has their direct family tree. Yeah, I really doubt that you're gonna be able to read any of that, but it basically shows the royal trees or the family trees of, oh my god, I almost just drop it, of these individuals. It's the 21st Prince of Wales, daughter of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, and Prince Philip of Greece, Duke of Edinburgh, and then Lady Diana Frances Spencer, daughter of Edward John, 8th Earl of Spencer, and her something Frances Ruth Burke, yeah. For someone who says they're a huge fan of the royal family, I'm not like that obsessed where I know everyone's like intense family tree. So that, in my opinion, as I was saying, is my absolute favorite thing that I picked up. Am I gonna drink out of this? Absolutely not. Unless I'm like watching something British, I'll maybe like drink some tea in it. But that is what I have for my antiques haul. And then last but certainly not least, as Jaclyn Hill would say, I have some things that I picked up from Amazon. All three of them are coffee table books. And these books, I don't want to knock over your tripod there. All of these books are going to be going on this bookshelf, and I have found within, oh, this one's a bit damaged. Oh well. I have found within the last like year or so that Amazon is the plug, for lack of a better term, for coffee table books. If you have watched my vlogs before, you'll know that I have the Catwalk collection of books, which is like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, I'm looking at it right now, Yves Saint Laurent, Dior, like Prada. Did I say Dior twice? I don't know. I have like the Tom Ford book as well. Like those books that you see all the fashion girls that have them on like their Instagram and they use them for photos and home decoration stuff. I have all of those. And I also have a Slim Aarons book. So let's start there. I have the Slim Aarons La Dolce Vita book in my dining room tour, which I've linked up above. But I also picked up Slim Aarons Women, and this book of his is iconic. This is what he's known for more than anything, more than the La Dolce Vita book, which is about like the upper crust of the Italian Riviera. But this is about, as the name suggests, beautiful women. Well, here's a picture in Italy, but like beautiful women doing beautiful things with their beautiful bodies in their beautiful lives with their beautiful clothes. Just, I'm trying to find a good one that I can show you. I mean, they're all good to be fair, but you know, he was just a purveyor of gorgeous women in the upper echelons of society. And I'm the same way as Slim Aarons in that I find these people truly fascinating. So I have that just to sort of round out my photography section of books that will be on my shelf. And then, oh my gosh, you know I have weak kneecaps and these books are so heavy, it just hit my kneecap weird. Oh. Okay. And then to continue on with my Anglomania, I have this book all about English gardens, and it's really cool because it divides the different types of English gardens into like cutting gardens for flower bouquets and like topiary gardens, which admittedly are not my absolute favorite, but there's also like church gardens and kitchen gardens, and it's just a really awesome I don't know what a good word is, catalog, index of like different types of English gardens, because I am obsessed with England, I'm obsessed with gardens, I'm obsessed with English gardens, and I truly did actually like really take a good look at this book when I first got it. And I am utterly obsessed with it, and it's really cool because it gives you the specific locations of like the different places where these gardens are, and like you can go visit them most of the time. I think they did that on purpose, like they didn't want to publish a book with like people's private properties in there, so it's really cool. There's actually a map at the back of the book. This book is really heavy. There's a map at the back of the book that shows you where all of the properties are, if I can get there. Yes. So, oopsie. And it's not just gardens in England, it's also gardens in Scotland. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see that, but I'm just super, super happy to have this book, and there's just gorgeous imagery in there, very beautiful colors, lots of flowers. Speaking of flowers, last book of this haul is the Book of Flowers. Look, I feel like I look crazy in the viewpoint. I'm like, it is Pierre-Joseph Redoute. I have never spoken French in my life. I've never taken a French class in my life. I've never taken a French pronunciation class in my life, but I tried. Pierre? No, I'm just gonna quit while I'm ahead. But basically, I was not familiar with Pierre-Joseph Redoute before, but he is referred to as the Raphael of flowers. And as I dig into my love of art history that has since not been used, I believe Raphael was a Italian Renaissance sculptor slash painter. I'm really into art. I should know that, but basically I wasn't familiar with this gentleman before that, back in ye olden times. Was really into, wow, sketching flowers and painting flowers for his wife. So apparently for his wife, for his wife's enjoyment, something that he would do is he would like do these sketches and paintings of flowers for her enjoyment. And it is, I saw this book on Amazon, again, not being familiar with this artist, but I am very, very happy with this book. I mean, maybe it'll teach me something about actual flowers. Oh gosh, this has to be my favorite section, I can already tell. This book is really big. The roses. So I'm really excited to like get into this book when I have free time, because I actually do make effort to read my coffee table books, or at least flip through them, much to my husband's chagrin. But super, super happy with this purchase. It is definitely the biggest coffee table book I have. Like, here's my head, and like it's wide as hell. It's very heavy. I'm like struggling to lift it with one arm. But yes, that is all that I have for this vlog. I hope it was entertaining somehow. I feel like the whole thing was just me like being in a slump and just, you know, coming to terms with the fact that not every week is gonna be your most productive week. I did not have a bad week by any means. No one got hurt. You know, yeah, I'm gonna leave that thought there before I start rambling. But if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up down below. I really, really appreciate that. It helps my videos get seen by a wider audience, and it helps YouTube know that people are actually interested in watching my videos, which I know there are a lot of you that really enjoy my vlogs because I talk to you guys over on my Instagram. Speaking of my Instagram, please go ahead and follow me over on my Instagram if you haven't already. As I just said, that is probably the #1 place that I get to talk with my subscribers. I have people DM me all the time just saying like, hey, like, thank you for this video, it helped convince me to buy X, or hey, I saw your video on Y, it was very helpful, whatever. Or if you just want to talk, it doesn't have to be about me, it can be about you. I do a ton of advice stuff actually over on my Instagram DMs. People ask me all the time, you know, like I said, different advice questions. And I didn't mention this already, but please go ahead and subscribe down below if you have not already. I am trying to make it to 500 subscribers, and I am over halfway there. So thank you so much if you have subscribed already. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you this upcoming Thursday for a little lookbook video. So bye for now.